It's August, and Dave has recently arrived back in Kathmandu on his annual visit. He's on his way to Pico Power, Nepal, the company he set up to manufacture the LED lamps. The company is now owned and run as an independent commercial business by a Nepalese family and is based on the ground floor of the family house.
Ah, Mooney! Good to see you, old son.
Oh, how are you?
You're looking great.
Namaste,
namaste. Pico Power Nepal is a completely independent company. It's Light Up the World has no hold on it, except that we use them as virtually our sole provider of lamps. We just ask that they concentrate the majority of their business on producing lighting systems for the poor. Profit isn't your first goal. So the whole idea is to have a company that's going to be around for many, many years, making a fair profit for the owner and getting the lamps and the lighting systems to the consumer, the poor people, at the minimum possible cost.
Pico Power Nepal manufactures the lamps using local materials and labour. LEDs can last more than 40 years, so the priority is to make a lamp that is simple and strong, so it will literally last a lifetime. To keep the costs down, the white LEDs are purchased abroad by Dave, who has negotiated huge discounts from the manufacturers. These are then sold to Pico Power Nepal at cost, so the discount can be passed on to the customer. For owner Muni Raj, commercial business sense is tempered by an altruistic desire to help Nepal's poor.
I mean, making profit, in my sense, is just to sustain, just sustain the business and just to keep the thing, keep the machinery, keep the people working. But not making big building, not buying cars, not that sort of thing. I never wish that, because what I have is enough for me. I want to keep the benefit for the people, not for ourselves, for the people, for the actual customer in the rural area, because they are very poor, comparing to us. So if they spend a little on light, then the money they save can be used for other things.
Most of the finished lamps are still bought by Light Up the World and donated to remote villages. But Dave is hoping that Pico Power Nepal is the first step towards building an entire lighting industry, where low costs and new products will encourage even the poorest villagers to buy lamps for themselves.
I think the major advantage of a private business is it keeps the owners of the company on their toes to keep developing new products. I think if we were totally in the donation mold, we could still light up quite a few villages, but by the time I went to the pearly gates, we'd have only lit a few thousand villages, whereas this way we hope to do millions in the next few years.
Here are the torches.
Oh, for Rajadanda?
Yeah, for Rajadanda.
Super.
And this bit has already...
One of the new products that Muni has developed is a torch converted to take white light emitting diodes in place of a bulb.
Well deserved.
The long life offered by LEDs, together with rechargeable batteries, should reduce the cost of running a torch in remote areas and help to protect the Nepalese environment.
Charge four battery at a time.
Sure.
Muni has also developed a recharger that runs off a small solar panel, which Dave is anxious to test out for the next generation of Light Up the World products.
So these be ready for us to take to
It's
the
ready.
Poker and Rajadanda tomorrow?
It's ready, yes.
Great.
The following day, Dave heads out of the capital by bus, the first stage in a long journey that will take him up into the mountains. He's going back to the first two villages where he installed his lighting systems in 2000 to see if they're still working and how they might be improved.
This is an emotional trip. There's something very special about being back in Nepal, and there's something extra special about visiting these two villages because they were the first, and there's only one first. It'd be lovely to think that all of the lamps and all of the batteries were in top-class condition, but the reality is that probably some of the batteries will be a little bit undercharged. But hopefully all of the lamps will still be working.
After a 4-hour drive, Dave and his translator Ramesh finally begin their trek. The mountain terrain in Nepal means that distances are not measured in miles, but in days' walk. For Dave and Ramesh, it'll be 2 days and a climb of several thousand feet before they arrive. Perching on a gradual slope high above the valley floor, Tulo Pokhara is a typical Nepali village, with about 30 houses built on the hillsides around a terrace of paddy fields. People here rely on subsistence farming for their livelihoods, which alternates between growing maize during the spring and rice during the summer monsoon season. This is a close-knit farming community, where every member of the family helps with ploughing and sowing in the paddy fields. Located in such mountainous terrain, Tulo Pokhara may never get mains electricity, which is why Dave chose the village to test out his LED lamps.